Hello my friends and welcome to episode 2 of the Chugs field. You can see there is a platform above my head right now. That is because at the end of the last episode I built a rudimentary mob farm to try and get some ender pearls, as it were. And I wanted to put this at the end of that episode, but it was just getting a little bit too long, and I wanted to make sure that it had that it was a little bit shorter, basically. So that's what's going on here. I got a few Endermen that are trying to get me, but of course they can't because they are 3 blocks tall, and this platform is 2 blocks. The problem is that zombies can get to us, so I gotta watch out for them. I also see that pillager patrol over there. They're watching me pretty closely. This is another option if you're trying to do an Enderman farm. They can't get you in the water, so I can just come over, give him a little tap. He tries to teleport away. They try to go in the water, they take damage, and they teleport away. So there's really nothing they can do. So I've been here like a half hour, and those 3 Endermen that spawned just a few minutes ago are like the only ones that we've gotten. So this is going to be a pretty slow process. I'm not sure if I'm going to stick with it for very much longer. My original goal was to get 2 stacks of ender pearls, but I'm not sure I want to go that far today, seeing how long that took. I do have a little bit of a to-do list today, and I want to make sure I get all that done by the end of this episode, maybe a little bit more if I can think of other things to do. Essentially, you might have noticed that we didn't build any kind of base in the previous episode, and that's because the spawn chunks we want to keep as sort of a communal area that if someone dies without a bed or a spawn point or anything like that, then they'll be over there, and I want to set it up so that there is a way that they can get all armored back up and have all their equipment and all that while they go and search for the armor that they lost when they died, if it hasn't died to lava or something like that. So that's kind of the goal for that, and that's why we didn't build anything there. I did scout out a little bit. There's a couple of areas that have gained my interest. I think I know which one I'm going to settle on, and yeah, we'll work around that. Here we are a little bit later. I actually decided that after spending the rest of that Minecraft day and the following Minecraft day there, and only getting about 2 ender pearls since then, that I would just move on to other projects to get the recording moving a little bit. Ended up only getting 4 ender pearls total. That was including those 2 that happened when I was recording and everything, and not including one that I accidentally wasted because I thought I had my sword out when it was an ender pearl, so I threw it. So that was cool. Yeah, so I spent a little bit of time down there. I actually died once because for some reason I decided that when zombies attacked I would run the opposite direction instead of into the pool that was next to the little platform I made. I ended up actually making some changes to that little platform I was standing underneath. By adding trapdoors, I realized I could still run comfortably underneath it, but since the zombies' hitbox is 2 full blocks tall, they cannot reach me when I am standing underneath those, so yeah, that's something that I will be appreciative of later next time I go down and doing that. So, seeing as that is going a lot more slow than I expected, I'm going to treat that as kind of like a side project that I'll do off camera, maybe between episodes, between clips and all that, and eventually, hopefully, we'll make our way up to 2 stacks, and yeah, that's kind of the goal for that. But moving on, I actually had something that I said I was going to do as soon as possible. To the other members here to mark out kind of the spawn chunks. We want as little going on in the spawn chunks as possible that we don't need. So I am going to actually mark out those areas, well, just the corners of those areas with cobblestone pillars, reaching, I don't know, to wide 75 or so. I'll figure that out when I get to that point. So yeah, let's go ahead and get on that, and first I'm going to start, I'll press B on my keyboard here. This marks out, this is the spawn chunk. This inside this chunk is where we spawn. That's that little red outline here. I'm going to mark those. Those aren't going to go very high because they don't really make that much of a difference in this scenario that we're trying to plot out. I'll still mark them though, just because, you know, they might end up being useful in some way, maybe for a farm of some kind. Let's Let's mark that too high there. Maybe for a farm, maybe it has to be in that chunk specifically, but I think that chunk is actually going to be reserved for spawning, so maybe that these blocks here marking it won't actually mean anything. So the inner box here, that red line that I'm pointing at right now, that one is where the base spawn chunks are, and then this one out here is the lazy chunks boundary. There is a difference there. I can't tell you offhand what it is, but yeah, there is a difference. And I think lazy chunks process less stuff, so that's what those are all about. I don't know what exactly, that's something I'll have to look into maybe when I need a farm that deals with lazy chunks, who knows. Alright, so this block here, let's go ahead and just build on up. Hopefully I have enough cobblestone for all 4 corners. I don't think that'll be that much of a problem. And I'm going to take that all the way up to where the bounding box boundary locator thingamajig is at. So I should be getting there close, and right there. So that's the corner of the boundary. Oops, I don't want to fall on the boat. I don't know if you take fall damage when you fall on a boat. I'd rather not test it. I already died once. Okay, so let's see. It's going to be forward a little bit. And if I position myself right about there, that looks like the spot. And there it is. So there's boundary number 2. And we are right underneath, right about there. I think I have another stack of these, so we should have enough. And I totally forgot to put down the water. So we're going to try what's called a pro gamer move. And we're going to spam. There we go. Yeah, it worked. That's actually the first time I've ever done that. Cool. First time's a charm. Yay, that one was pretty simple. I forgot to build the water there again. Let's go ahead and get our water bucket in the hotbar and bounce on down. And that is the end of that little line on the to-do list. So that means we can get started on the 3rd item on the to-do list, which is to get another villager. We actually only got 1 villager last episode, and if I heard right, we actually may have lost all the other villagers at the village we got him from, so he's a sole survivor, as it were. I'm gonna go double check just to make sure that maybe we didn't search far enough or something. I don't know. If that is the case, I think I know of another village that's sort of nearby in the opposite direction, so down this way. Okay, I am here in that village that we visited last episode, and it appears that it is true. All of the villagers here have died. The theory right now basically is that overnight we were a little bit too close and some zombies maybe spawned, and they came in and killed all of the villagers while we were getting the one that we got. So looks like unfortunately this village is dead. So we are going to actually head on over to the other village that I saw. I went ahead and took all the liberty of taking all the workstations and stuff, since these villagers obviously weren't using it anymore. And we're going to use that for our villager breeder, villager trading hall that we get going as soon as we find a second villager. So I will see you when we get to that other village, and hopefully we have better luck there. Aha, I see that village. Okay, haven't actually gone into it yet, so let's go ahead and get out of the boat. If I can find the right button, we will break it down, and let's see what this village has for us. What kind of crops do you got here? Yes, I only need 1 carrot. You guys can have the rest. See, there's a dark oak forest around here. That's pretty cool. There's a little bit of bread, some potatoes, apples, a flower, and an emerald. What do you got? Just regular seed? I don't want any of that. I have some of that. They have 2 bells? Wow, I might take one of those then. So let's go ahead and find a villager. This guy, I'm gonna take this one. As soon as he stops walking on a path block like that. Nope, that didn't work. That. Yeah, we did it. Okay, so now slow journey to water. Oh, I can't go that way. Actually, I can. If I go ahead and break these and then I put them back, then it won't be a problem. So we had that problem in the last episode where the 1 pixel height difference of path blocks actually made it impossible to go up a really teeny tiny incline, 1 pixel incline. So that was a little bit annoying since we had to go find the villager and again after we took him out of the boat and get him in the boat a second time, and it was just a big mess. So we don't really want to deal with that. I'm going to try and be a little bit more careful about things as I'm moving him back to the water area. Alright, looks like we did have a smooth, pretty much all connected path back to spawn. You can see that's the pillar right there that I built to mark the spawn chunk boundary. It was actually easier to go from that village that is 600, 750 blocks away than it was to get this one that was only 300 blocks away because it's connected by water. And given the lack of minecarts that we have, it was a lot easier to move this villager over water than it would have been to try and get all the iron we need for minecarts. So I think what I can do is just this, if I get in and move him over here a little bit, then I can close that off, and then if I have a water bucket, whoops, that is the opposite of what I wanted to do. Oh no, he got out. I hope he doesn't try to get back to his village. Hey buddy, you wanna get back in this boat? Actually, if you wanna keep going uphill, that'd be great. I really need to get that boat. He cannot go back to his village. Looks like he's not really interested in doing that though. Maybe I can give him a job block. Don't wander off, guy. If I give him a job block, I think he'll actually move toward it, which would make going up a lot easier. I think he's too far away from his village to try and pathfind back, which is good. So come on over here, dude. You see it? If he can reach to that, I think they have to reach it now before they'll... Okay, you can go up there too. Actually, that's even better. No, go back, go back. Come on, dude. Come on, buddy. Come on, you can do it. Come on. See, you're on your way. Get on up there, dude. Yeah. And he took the job too. Yeah, that's great. I don't think this is the final job I want him to have, but you know, it's this far in, it's useful. I think given the lack of diamond armor, and I don't really want to go mining for it all since it takes a lot, and then you have to get enchantments and all that. I think I'm going to give him the blast furnace so that he will have diamond armor to sell us once he's maxed out in the level. I think he gives us a full set, which is really useful. So we don't even have to dig for the armor. We're just gonna go ahead and not do the grind this time. It's interesting, I've never really done it that way before. I've always gone and mined for all my armor, so it is a little bit faster this way, I think, because as long as you're close enough to the villagers, and you can get 2 of them close enough to breed and all that good stuff. So let's go ahead and work our way up here, and I think I'm going to cut once I get up there. Alright, I got him up here. Now I just need to get him in a minecart, and I'm gonna go and put him in a little house that's next to that guy over there. And I think I'm going to get him started on his diamond journey. Normally, I would prefer to cure him a few times before I get to that point because it is a little bit expensive. Unfortunately, curing supplies aren't really handy right now, so I'm just gonna work with what I have. So again, this is not a permanent structure, so that's justified in building it. These will be moved to a proper villager breeding system and villager trading hall once we have the supplies for it. And yeah, it'll be all good stuff till then. I am going to need to make one more minecart because that other villager is still in our first one. So let's go ahead and make one of those and let's get us started. I'm going to have to... Okay, so if you press F3B, you can see the hitbox and then you can break the boat like that. And a moving cart next to a villager will put that villager in the moving cart. So if we get him moving down that way, you can see he took no suffocation damage in there, which is good. And he is now right inside of that little house. Alright, so it looks like he finally took the profession. I don't really like those. I think I'm gonna reset that. Sometimes he has a coal trade, I think, as his top one, and that's what we're gonna be looking for. That way it'll make it a little bit easier to get him to the next level. You can see we already have some iron armor, and we wanna not really stick with that for very long. So basically I want to get to diamond armor as soon as possible. So now we have some coal. I'm going to try and lock that in. I don't think that's enough coal though. I need one more. Oh, I have enough. Okay, so if I trade that, that will lock him in for that. And what we can do, we are going to need to do a lot of coal mining basically to get him to the next level. Let's see. Yeah, let's go ahead and do that. Yeah, it looks like I should have enough coal now to take him to the next level, so let's go ahead and try. That actually took way less than I thought. So that is wonderful. Let's go ahead and wait for him to restock his trade. We can sell him some iron, but given the lack of an iron farm right now, that is not going to be happening. Oh boy, that takes a long time. How much does iron give him? I really don't want to do it, but I'm gonna. Let's go ahead and smelt some more iron. here. We also got some gold we can smelt. Oh no! Oh gosh! That is... Oh! Where did he come from? That's terrifying when that happens. I think that's actually the first time I've had a creeper blow up like that next to me. Spend so much time in the end game that it's not really something you have to worry about. But man, when it happens, you lose it, you know? Boy. Oh man, did he break our maps? Are they? Oh, looks like they're both still here. Good, good, good. Okay, I just need some dirt to fill in this hole again. My goodness. Man, that you hear that sound and your heart about jumps out of your chest. That is like, okay, let's get this all filled in again, and then we'll get back to that villager. Good as new, it's like it never even exploded. Just gotta wait for that, grass to come back over. I'm gonna place these back. Which one's that? That's the big one, that goes on top, and then the bottom one. Whew. Really glad those didn't die. That was terrifying, you know? Creepers are terrifying creatures. Okay, I think we're back on track. So let's go ahead and, what do we got? This is a bad idea, but, you know, we will actually make a chest just for these. I will put that back here and dump those in there. Basically, we just really want him to have diamond armor. And look at that, we got some diamond stuff already. Projectile protection 3, that'll come in handy against some skeletons, and protection 2 is pretty good. All we need now is a steady source that we can trade to this guy. I think I might give him his lectern back, and we can start trading him some more. We put in that lectern, he will be able to go back to doing what he does. We have some trap doors in here. That will come in handy. So now we have access to him, but he won't be able to get attacked by bad guys out here. How many emeralds do we have? Not enough. Actually, I think I can get some leggings. Is it leggings that he has? No, it's feet. I want feet. Look at that. There's our first diamond armor. We are moving up in the world. I'm going to go ahead and drop these boots in the non-stackable items chest. And we're going to go ahead and we will make a ton of paper. So I will see you when I have a lot of more paper. Okay, we are back. I actually, this is the next day. It turns out that I logged out last night to go to bed, hoping that these would all be maxed out on their height, and they weren't, because apparently the random tick speed doesn't actually do anything when you're not logged into the game, or when the chunks aren't loaded. Even though this is spawn chunks, I guess the player has to be within range or something like that. So basically I spent the entire day catching fish down there and getting kelp and all that so we could have more fuel. So we do have quite a few fish in here now, some raw salmon, and there's a skeleton there because I just slept. So we do have a lot of paper now. I actually realized that this book trade takes less paper than the paper trade. So since we have that tweak added that lets you smelt rotten flesh into leather, I'm actually just gonna go ahead and make a ton of books, which will make this a lot more efficient, I think. How many books should I make? Let's make all of them. And here we go. We can go ahead and trade that, and that also levels him up a lot faster, which is really good. And let's go ahead and do all the paper trades we can do. How many emeralds do we get out of that? 28. That's pretty good. Could trade with this guy. Oh, we're still one short for the pants. Did I have any left over in here? I do. So now we have 43. I can go ahead and get some pants. Bada bing. And there we go. There is our second. Oh, I can't wear that. That's curse of binding. I can break them, I guess. I'll just hold on to them for now. I'll put the leggings in the chest. Hopefully my friends don't go ahead and take that. So let's go ahead and trade more books. What was that? Thorns 3? That's not bad. We can reduce that to 1 emerald later on. And let's trade some more paper. I don't know if I should keep doing the paper trades, to be honest. I'll just do that last paper trade. How many do we have now? 38. And now he should be leveled up. And there's the other 2 armors. So 25. I'm going to buy fire protection 2 and unbreaking 2. I think we'll go with the helmet this time. So now we have 3 diamond armors, which is really nice. So basically, you don't have to go mining if you want gold or diamond armor. You just have to get an armor and level him up to master. He starts selling you stuff at expert, which is really nice. And it's not the best enchantments in the world. I think the enchantments are randomized, but I mean it's diamond armor. And this is our 2nd episode, so yeah, we're doing pretty good now. Alright, so it is the next day, and now that we have done all the other things on our to-do list and got diamond armor and all that good stuff, it's time to finish the last item on this to-do list for today, for this episode, and that is to begin my starter base. So we will start heading on over there. It is about 500 blocks in each direction. You can see here spawn is -40, -150, so we got a little bit of a distance to go, and well, I'll see you when we get there. And here it is, my friends. We have reached what I call the Cirque, because that's what it is. It's a little inlet surrounded on 3 sides by mountains. Somewhere down here, there's the entrance area, and I think this is a really cool place. It's a natural formation, and it's in a snowy biome. So this is going to be where I build kind of my starter base. It's not going to be anything super special, but something I really want to work on in this series is to get my building skills a little bit better. Most of what I do kind of revolves around farms and redstone and all that. We don't really have access to all the redstone materials we need right now, and I don't want to go to the nether quite yet. So just in this little inlet, this little the Cirque, I'm going to build like a little shack, and we will get ourselves started with a starter base, and eventually we'll move on from that. Hopefully this doesn't take too many episodes, because I do want to get into some of the more exciting and advanced stuff, specifically the redstone involved stuff. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and start chopping down some trees. I will replant them so that it keeps a little bit of the natural beauty around here, but basically I just need wood to start on that house. And I did kind of do some random searches on Google. I typed in shack, and I'm kind of loosely basing this shack design on the first image result that came up. I'm intentionally not using it as a reference as I'm building, because I don't want to just make a carbon copy of someone else's work. I want it to have my own little flair, but it will clearly have inspiration from that, and if I remember and can find it again, I will post what I'm using as a reference basically in the description. So let's go ahead and grab some wood. I think I chopped down an oak tree, so we have access to oak and spruce, in my opinion the 2 best wood variants in the game, which is really nice. And so yeah, once I have enough, I think I'll go for a stack and a half, maybe 2 stacks, and we'll work from there. So let's go ahead and get started on the shack itself, shall we? I want it to be kind of a interesting, like a curvy path from this area here, so kind of wind over, and then I think right about here is where I want to build the shack. It's going to be built 2 blocks off of the ground, and then underneath it we're going to have a little farm. I've kind of determined from the tutorials and stuff that I've watched that what makes a build look good is depth. And so how do you achieve that? You just build some stuff on the side. So let's go ahead and take some dirt, because we're going to plant some flowers. So we'll put a trapdoor on the bottom, we can do this, and then just put some trapdoors on the side, and bada bing bada boom. Let's take some flowers. What else I could do, in fact I'm going to do it right now, I just want those 2 blocks to be podzol. So if I build 2 out, and if I put 4 spruce saplings there, then when they grow up, all the dirt around them will be podzol, which includes these 2 blocks. So once that turns into podzol, we will have the look that we are going for. But in the meantime, it doesn't matter what's planted on it, we can just put our flowers on now. So I actually went onto the Minecraft wiki and looked up the conditions for a giant spruce tree, and it turns out it needs a 5x5 area around its base, or rather all the way up, starting on this northwestern sapling here. So I actually went ahead and did that, and we finally got it to grow all the way to the top there, see? So we have a bunch of spruce wood now, but more importantly we have the podzol we need without needing silk touch. And I know I have that villager back at the spawn chunks, but I didn't really want to go and use up all our emeralds when I'm trying to save those for diamond armor. This iron axe is about to die, but I think I'm going to mine up all this spruce. And also, while I was gone, you can see I cut a little hole in here to make room for the spruce to grow, but I finished the roof, except for this part that I cut out. So that's good. And I just ran out of my iron axe, so I will make another one. And I guess I'll let you know when I finish cutting down this spruce tree. Okay, I finished cutting that down, and I'm just clearing out the last of this little podzol bit here. And so that spruce tree actually gave us about a stack and a half, a little over a stack and a half of spruce wood, which is really nice. So what I want to do is just build across like this. Oops. Like this. Oh gosh, I did it again. Placing fences is kind of weird. and just across like this. And I want to leave, I think 2 open actually. So I can just till all this, and these will get a little bit darker. There we go. Completely invisible water source underneath these. That's kind of annoying right there. I think, let's see, I have enough dark oak. I am just gonna do it. Oops, let's do this. And put some dark oak underneath that. There, that way it looks kind of like it's not just stopping there. It looks like it has a little bit of a foundation underneath, which is what you want in your house. Okay, we're back one last time for this episode in the cirque where I built my shack, and I'm just going to go ahead and fill in these areas here with beetroot seeds, not the melon seeds, potatoes, wheat seeds, and carrots. So those are the 4 crops that really work in this area. I think maybe more can be planted in this area. I actually don't remember, but that need the tilled land in order to grow. I actually don't have more than just 1 beetroot seed, so for now it's just going to be 1. It's not like beetroot is really that commonly used an item anyway, but let's see, we have 4 rows, and probably carrots is the one I want the most, maybe potatoes, I don't know. Something else, I made some glass panes while I was over at base because they did smelt a little bit of glass there. I'll be sure to replace that at some point, and it's actually turning out pretty good. I mean, it was going to anyway because I kind of borrowed it from someone else, but you know, there's one more thing I want to do in this episode, and we will get on with that once I finally make my way back, all the way back to base once again. Did I say base? What I of course meant was I actually wanted to take a look at this zombie spawner here. I ran into it at the end of last episode, or in the middle of last episode actually, and it's actually going to be useful for what we want. Oop, that spawned. I actually want a little bit of rotten flesh. I can use that to... These guys are really loud. I can use that to make basically books, since I can smelt that into leather, and that will be useful for what I want to do for the rest of the episode. So once I get a little bit of a rotten flesh here, I'll meet you back at actual spawn base, and we will get a few things done. I'll see you then. Alright, we're back at spawn after I used up about like 5 stone swords on the zombies in that spawner down there. We got a bunch of rotten flesh, and as I mentioned in the previous episode, we have a data pack installed which lets you smelt that into leather here, and you can see that I have about 2.5 stacks, and I think you can see at this point what we're going to be doing with that, and that is to basically make a ton of books. And we'll just keep making books. I need more paper here. So we're going to make a bunch of books, and we found out that that is actually the more efficient trade here, to sell books to this villager for emeralds instead of just paper. And we will move away while he goes to reset his trade. But basically we're going to use these emeralds to get the last armor piece that we need, which is the chest plate here, which is 28 emeralds. I think we have enough now actually, so I'm going to go ahead and get that. And we will buy 1 diamond chest plate. So, I actually took our other one down to the cottage, down to the shack, down at the cirque already, so we will have to go back and get that, but, so we have done it. Yeah, we have full diamond armor. My diamond leggings actually, or not my diamond leggings, my other golden leggings, the ones with the curse of binding on them, they actually broke down at the zombie spawner because some little baby zombies got through and broke those. So that was actually conveniently timed because I was planning on killing my character when I got back by, I don't know, jumping into lava or something, which would have meant we lose all these levels. Not that that really matters because I haven't been using levels. Like, we don't even have an enchantment table yet, so basically when it comes to enchantment books, I like to rely on villagers instead, and since we have 2 now, we basically have an unlimited supply. We can get every book if we wanted to. We just need enough carrots for that. And so the RNG relying on enchanting tables isn't really something I like to rely on. So we're gonna probably focus on villagers for now. So basically, what I've shown you here is you can bring back a villager from a village, train him up to armor, or make him an armorer by giving him a blast furnace, and just level him up to master, and you will have all of the diamond armor. And eventually, as the series goes on, once we have a brewing stand and all the materials we need, some golden apples, maybe we'll need a gold farm for that, we can actually use the mechanic where zombies can can kill villagers. They turn into zombie villagers, and once you cure them again, their trades are actually a little bit cheaper. So it'll be like X'd out, that'll be like what, 8 coal or something for 1 emerald. But the best part is this stacks. So if you zombify them and cure them enough times, they will actually have all their trades for 1 emerald or for one of whatever item for an emerald. So this will be like 1 coal for 1 emerald. And then down here, even the diamond armor goes down to 1 emerald per item, which I have actually done on my other server, and it is great because now we have no need to actually go mining for diamonds, which is just wonderful because mining for diamonds takes a really long time. It's a big grind. Even with some big redstone machines and excavators, it can be a big grind. But no longer do you need to do that. You can actually do this with tools as well. If you get toolsmiths, I believe, and then a weapon something. I can't remember the exact name, but they do sell like pickaxes and swords and axes and hoes and all that good stuff, which is really nice. You really don't need to go mining for diamonds anymore unless you really want an enchantment table, I guess. See, I still have these other diamonds that we mined for and found in chests and stuff. They're just sitting there because I have no reason to use them. I don't use enchantment tables often when I have villagers that can sell all the enchantments I need for a guaranteed acquisition instead of relying on RNG. And it's just really nice to not have to rely on that kind of stuff. The only other thing that diamonds are used for, I guess, jukeboxes, or not jukeboxes. It's either jukeboxes or note blocks. I think it's jukeboxes. And like, you don't need more than just 1 or maybe 2 of those if you really want to have 1 in each year basis. So yeah, so what we got here basically, we have eliminated the need to mine for diamonds. And I'm gonna actually hop over to my other base real quick and put on our full diamond armor, and I think we'll end the episode with that. So I will see you at the circ. Alright my friends, here we are back at the circ. I'm going into my little shack here, and I have a special chest just for my diamond leggings. We're gonna put those on and finally don the last of our diamond armor. Just look at that. We are fully specced up and we didn't even mine for these diamonds. We are banging on all cylinders. Next thing I think would be, once we get a villager breeder going, I'm gonna get a few diamond tools. Maybe the pickaxe is what we'll start with, and a sword probably. We'll eventually have all the tools in diamond, and then at some point we'll have netherite. One thing that I really need to take care of though is this is a really long walk if I'm going to keep going back between spawn and the circ. So a nether portal is probably coming up pretty soon, and we will try and link up these 2 places because it would be a lot nicer to not have to spend 2 minutes, 2-3 minutes every time I want to travel between these places. They're pretty far out, and the distance doesn't bother me that much when we have proper travel. I do like this area a lot, so I don't regret anything, but the travel time needs to come down a little bit. And with that, I think that is the end of this episode, my friends, so we will go ahead and call it here, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.